Yes, let's see. First of all, everything works in a proper way. If everything works properly in our body, it passes calmly. We ourselves generate correct answers, but when you alter the balance, as in everything, produces chaos, and this chaos will be generated in different parts of our body, starting with the hormonal part, behavior changes, headaches, dizziness. There may also be another stage, which is the cellular part and the part also of our liver, let's say. So that is where the majority medications or anything that we administer orally is going to be metabolized in the liver as well. All this can produce hepatotoxicity. If we abuse many medications or we abuse food, then we are going to have alterations not only in behavior, in the brain part, in the hypothalamus part, or in the part of our reproductive organs, because we change the normal balance of our body. And all this generates changes and reactions that our body warns that it is not well. Headaches, nausea, irritability, low libido, that already tells us that our body is not well, with alerts, or menstruation that are not menstruation, let's put it this way, that they are bleeding, swelling, abdominal pain, and I'm telling you, even hepatotoxicity, because we also don't know how our liver is doing. Then everything changes. Everything changes between the biological and chemical part. Also because the neuronal receptors are also in concatenation with the chemical part. So an imbalance, it causes many chain reaction, and our body responds to this through these alerts to tell us we are not well, something is not right, we are not well with attention. So I believe that there are ways to avoid. First, controlling, knowing our body, educate not only ourselves, but also our partner or our partners, because maybe there are people who have multiple partners. So it's education. I believe that the basis of everyone will always be communication and communication, because this is how we learn to know, even if these methods are causing any problems to the couple.
You know, the scary thing is, as you're talking about, the birth pills and the effects, we don't even know how it could react because there hasn't been enough studies done about how can it react to uh, depression pills. And the reason why I say this because birth pills produces a lot of depression and anxiety, especially when you're young and you start taking from a young age. That's a fact. It's there. We know that. But what happens when you add now another pill to that? And there's not enough studies yet. I know there's investigations and all that, but there's not enough studies. So I can't tell you what the effect is. But if the off balance of your hormones created depression, now because of that, you got to take antidepressive pills. So, and again, it's all about that confusion generated to in your brain, and it's sad to see that. You know what? It's almost like David is saying, like there needs to be a better sexual education, not only for men and women, but also as a couple. How are you going to, especially if you're not planning for to have a baby, let's say, right? You can still have sex, but just be careful around the time frames, correct? And use other mechanisms that are more natural and safe. I wanted to ask Autumn something. Me, David, and Kevin would never know what it feels. But what?
Terracotta. To tell you something else, let's further examine the situation. Once you cease taking these oral contraceptives numerous times, when the couple decides to have a child, it frequently becomes challenging due to the abrupt changes induced by the introduction of this false information into your body, as it is false information that stems from exogenous substances making the body behave unnaturally and not as it should be transported. Therefore, if our hypothalamus is thrown into confusion, it is unable to accurately signal the right hormone in precise quantities. If my cycle has been repeatedly interrupted, it signals that it will cease hormone production and follicle maturation. Consequently, This causes problems, particularly when you make the responsible decision to conceive. Additionally, complications arise because your body has been so confused that many couples face significant difficulties or even fail to conceive.
It is time to create. Science fiction everywhere.
I'm trying to coexist.